host Charles Ellison, and I just want to again welcome you to the live stream. We're going to be getting into the tutorial here shortly, but I wanted to start off this stream by asking some questions about what areas of land development do you use Civil 3D for? Are you primarily using Civil 3D for commercial properties, industrial, residential, municipal? Throughout my civil engineering career, I've mostly been using Civil 3D for commercial properties, and currently right now I'm using it for a residential subdivision. Here in Florida, in Tampa, we've got a lot going on. A lot of development is going on here in the Tampa Bay area, and I would like to extend an invitation to you if you're interested in possible job opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities here in Tampa, Florida, especially the Tampa, Florida area. There might be some areas in Orlando. Orlando is a very popular area. If you'd like to move to warm weather, this would be the place to be for sure. And I think that residential right here in Florida, you'd be able to utilize the Civil 3D tools in many different ways, especially if you're interested in becoming a civil designer. If you're fresh out of school, Florida's got a lot of opportunity right now. So if you're interested in hearing about some opportunities, hit me up. Go ahead and shoot me a message in the comment section. Or you could even go to civil3d.tv / actually, if I go to the instructor, you scroll down here, get your questions answered. Click Ask Charles. You can go ahead and shoot me a message if you're curious about job opportunities here in Florida. We might be able to figure something out. We're always looking for brand new talent in my firm in particular. So yeah, just wanted to start off the stream off with that little tidbit of information. And again, if you're interested in learning more and more about Civil 3D, I want to point you to signing up for the newsletter. Comes out once a month, gives you a list of all the latest live streams. If you've run behind with some of the streams, it'll give you a list of everything that's happened this month and catch you up. And again, they're all free tutorials. They're all free live streams. These are the latest right here. But if you're looking for courses in individual subjects of Civil 3D, click on Start Free Trial, this blue button at the top. Let's close out of this ad right here. You can get a free 3-day trial by clicking on this blue button right here. And then this gives you access to the all access subscription. You can go for an annual membership or for a monthly. There is an opportunity, I'll show you in just a second within YouTube, to sign up for essentially the same membership, but this gives you the free 3-day trial, not the YouTube membership portion. So just wanted to point you in that direction. Cartoon Mark, what's going on, man? Cartoon Mark, let's bring him up real quick here. Let's search for him. Cartoon Mark YouTube. There he is. He's got 655 subscribers so far on YouTube, and he's been crushing these videos. Yeah, he's got the last video right here where he goes through the process of making a painting, and he's got kind of like a Tim Burton-esque type of painting style that I dig, man. I dig it. And plus, in this last painting, I'm just looking through kind of like the little preview area right here. It looks like It's got a lot of lighter colors in it and stuff, but it's using kind of like the same character, so it's like it's almost like the characters seeing the light of day. And then Mark's working on some comic strips here too, and some caricatures. And then he's got a bit right here where he talks about how to draw hands from memory. That was always the hardest for me, is learning how to draw hands. I mean, and trying to get everything to look right. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can draw hands, that hands were always a tough one for me. The easiest parts for me were kind of like the head and the face. So you're welcome, Mark. Glad you stopped by, brother. Yeah, I met Cartoon Mark through the Inspirational Nomad. Let's pull him up real quick. Inspirational Nomad on YouTube. Yeah, he's got over 30,000 subscribers. We all met within his chat room. He had a members-only chat room, and he's just got loads of content here. And that's what I've noticed about being a YouTube content creator, is that a lot of times when you're first starting out, you're just throwing I'm just throwing stuff against the wall just to see if it sticks, you know. I've got a few other channels that I've been working on, but it's just you're testing out different things. You're just checking to see what people are interested in. And you know what? I think that the YouTube algorithm, it's almost like a faucet. Sometimes it turns on, sometimes it turns off. You have no idea, you know, when your stuff's going to pop. So what I found, even in these live streams, what's key is to just stay consistent. Just constantly crank out brand new content. Constantly crank out brand new ideas and thought processes. And what I've also been doing is I'll just take my phone, just create a short, just record like a few things that, you know, that you find interesting. And when you do that, other people find it interesting. Like, for example, my mom, I visited my parents just recently, and my mom works on a horse sanctuary, and she just helps out and volunteers. And I just saw all these majestic, powerful looking horses, and I just started filming little 1-minute YouTube shorts, and I got a few that I got one in particular that I think went over 1,000 views, and then another one was like 700 or 800 views. But it's just, hey, I mean, what matters for right now when you're first starting out as a YouTube creator is just to crank out more content so you can become monetized. Obviously, you don't want to crank out content that's you know, objectionable, you know, or it'll tick people off, or, you know, they even have kind of like a little area to where, you know, are you about to post a video that will ruffle some feathers or, you know, tick people off? Yeah, you don't want to do that. But sometimes there's no way, you know, there's no way around that. But still, I mean, you want to be able to project some positive information. But the key is just cranking out content, and eventually I'm looking to get monetized on a few of my other channels. I've got a art channel, and then I've got a this channel that I'm streaming on right now is actually for the Civil 3D training channel that I have that already has a fair amount of followers. And then but what I'm streaming on right now, this is the channel that I'm trying to build up. If you subscribe to Charles Ellison, this is the channel where I'm just launching all you'll see just a bunch of random stuff. But that's what it takes. Oh, I don't know what happened to my chair here. I got a little shorty short. But yeah, just want to give a little shout out to my brothers here. Inspirational Nomad, his name's Sam, and then Cartoon Mark. And that's it. Where we leave off? Oh yeah, that all access subscription. If you want to do it through YouTube, you can go that route too. You just won't get access to the free 3-day trial. If you go through YouTube, just type in youtube.com/civil3d. And then we've got this blue join button that you'll see off to the right hand side. You just click on this join button. This area will give you access to the lessons, which is $9.99 a month. Gives you access to the latest 10 clean cut videos. And the all access gives you access to all of my videos, all the exercise files, $29.99 a month. Yeah, so that's pretty much it right there. I'll show you all the courses, all the content for the free stuff. I'm sorry, not the free 3-day trial. I've got all these courses right here to choose from. Understanding grading objects, that's a big one. I've got about 12 different videos right here, along with the exercise files. It actually comes in a zip folder. It's pretty decent size. It's about 208 meg, but that's a big one. But I'm constantly adding brand new videos to each one of these categories. So this would be the thing to do if you're just looking to dip your toe into Civil 3D. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. The last time we went through our tutorials, what we've been doing is we've been working with label styles. And first exercise, we're creating a label style. Second exercise, which we just recently did, was using a child label style. And now we're getting into exercise 3, which is controlling label appearance using layers. So I'm going to get into this exercise. It's a long one. Depending on how long this ends up being, we might get into a review of using child label styles, but I don't know, the one that we're going to be doing tonight, controlling label appearances using layers. I'm looking at my notes here. It's kind of a doozy. So be prepared. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Okay, in this exercise, you'll use layers to change the color and visibility of labels. The components that make up a label object get their color, line weight, and line type property settings from either the label style or the layer to which the label style refers. When a label style refers to a specific layer, any label style components that are set in either by layer or by block inherit the properties of that specific layer. However, if the layer style refers to layer 0, then any label style components that are set to either by layer or by block inherit their properties from the layer on which the label resides. A label is an independent Civil 3D object that can be on a separate layer from its parent object. However, the visibility of a label is linked to the layer of the parent object. Turning off or freezing the layer of an object also hides the labels of that object, even if they reside on a different layer. Sorry guys, it's a very long-winded explanation, but I got to do it for the YouTube algorithm. Because with YouTube, what they do is, even though I know that this is long and boring information, but YouTube actually clocks everything that I'm saying. So I think they close caption it. So the more information, the better. Dang, I need a drink of water after that long explanation. Hold up. Oh man, I just saw leftover pizza, leftover Domino's that I got to finish it up. Oh, I'm looking forward to that after this. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, again, this exercise continues from using a child label style. So what we're going to do is we're going to examine how parent object layer states affect label visibility. Okay. This exercise can use the labels -5A drawing with the modifications you made from the previous exercise, or you can open the labels-5B, the labels-5B drawing, which is located in your tutorials folder. Now we're going to zoom into the west alignment, West Street. Again, the way to quickly get to it, if you go into your tool space under alignments, expand all of your alignments. Right now we only have West Street. I want to zoom to West Street. Here we go. Puts it right into view. Okay, I'm going to zoom and pan to the area between stations 100 and 120. So about roughly right here. I'll give you guys a chance to catch up. Gosh, I feel shorter in this seat. Anyway. Okay. Go ahead and click station 120. By doing that, we select all major station labels, right-click, and select Properties. So we've got all of our properties right here. Now you'll notice that all of these station labels are on C-road text layer. Okay? If you look at the properties for the alignment itself, you'll see that it's on the C-road layer. So if we look at the properties of our alignment, yeah, it's on the C-road layer. Okay, let's go to the Home tab, and then over to our Layers panel. Click the layer list. Let's go down to C Road and turn it off. So you'll see that that green goes away. We'll go ahead and regen. Uh-oh. What just happened here? No worries. The alignment and its labels are hidden. This happened because while labels are independent objects on a separate layer, their visibility is linked to the layer of the parent object C-road. Turning off the layer of an object also hides the labels of that object, even if they reside on a different layer. So that can sort of get confusing. You know, when you're working with Civil 3D and when you're working with different layers and stuff, I've had it in the past where I've been working on project drawings and this stuff happens. And that's what I mean as far as like, you know, objects and layers can sort of be sort of nested a little bit, and it can be a little bit confusing. So just be aware of that, and don't feel bad if maybe you're spending a lot of time, you know, turning layers on and off to try and figure out what layer is this object on. That's normal. You know, it happens to all of us. Okay. Now note that the blue line that remains in place of the alignment is the polyline. Let's click that. Actually, no, this is an XREF. Let's Let's bind this or insert this XREF and we'll explode it. There we go. Yeah, this is a polyline, as you can see right here. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're actually going to turn the C road back on. And we do a regen. Actually, I usually type in regen all, and that's REA. There we go. That's another thing that can be confusing for people is regen. Oh my gosh, I don't know how many times I've been modifying Civil 3D objects and things aren't updating properly, especially with grading and working with surfaces. Sometimes if you don't regen on a regular basis when you're working with Civil 3D objects, like they won't appear properly. Kind of like what just happened right here. That's happened to me many times, and sometimes you can sort of waste time trying to figure out, well, what did I do wrong? Well, in fact, you really did nothing wrong. You just needed to do a regen. Sometimes Civil 3D can get somewhat finicky, and when it does, when things are starting to get frustrating and you're kind of wondering how come this isn't working correctly, what I would recommend you do is to actually, you can either regen or type REA, or you can just exit out of your project completely. Make sure you save it first, exit out of it completely, and then go back into Civil 3D, just because Civil 3D can sort of be kind of finicky that way. At least that's been my experience. Actually, last week I had a situation where things weren't, the Civil 3D objects weren't looking the way that they needed to look. And I had to do exactly what I just told you, and then everything worked properly. So it's just weird. I think it has to do with the links to what they call data shortcuts, if you're not familiar with it. If people are in other drawings that contain data shortcuts, I believe that information could be changing, even though you can always hit the synchronize button to update everything. But when things are constantly changing in different drawings, I think that can kind of gum up the works. And I think that might have been what I was experiencing last week. So, long explanation, but thought you might need to hear that. It might prevent some frustration in the future. Okay, we're going to create a label style that's not affected by the parent object layer. Okay, we're going to select station 120. Okay, and under labeling, we're going to select this, hit this drop down, and we're going to select Create Edit. We get our major label style dialog box here. And we're going to edit the current selection. Okay, in the Label Style Composer dialog box on the General tab, let's go over to the General tab. This is our little Label Composer dialog box here. Okay, we want to pay attention to the label category, and you notice right here that the layer is 0. If a label style is set to layer 0, any of its color, line type, and line weight properties that are set to by layer or by block will inherit the corresponding properties of the layer on which the label resides. Okay, we'll click the Layout tab. In the text category, we notice right here, right in this region, notice that the color property right here for the station component is by layer. This means that the major station label text inherits the color of the layer to which the style refers. Because the label style refers to layer 0, the major station label text inherits the color of the label object layer, which is C-road_text. Okay, in the color row, we're going to click this little button right here. And we're going to change the station component color to blue. Then click OK. Now you'll see that the text gets updated in our preview window right here. For greater control of color, line weight, and line type, keep all style components set to either by layer or by block. And the label style layer, make sure it's set to 0. Then you can use the layers to modify these properties. This tutorial uses a specific color setting to demonstrate how layer settings affect styles. Okay, now in the component name list, go ahead and select tick. Okay, in the tick category, notice that the color property for tick is set to by layer as well. Okay, we're going to click OK to apply the change in the color to the major station component and exit the label style composer and major station label style dialog boxes. We're going to click OK right here. Okay, we're going to press escape to deselect our labels. And on the command line, let's regen. Okay. You'll notice that while the ticks still inherit the red color from the C-road-text layer, the text is blue. So these tick marks are inheriting from the C-road-text layer, but we were able to modify the text of our stations to be blue. Okay, next we're going to add another label. We're going to go up to the Annotate tab. And then over to our Labels and Tables panel. Click the Add Labels. Go to Alignment. And then to Single Segment. Okay, we have our little prompt right here that says Select Point on Entity. Okay, we're going to select our alignment right here. Actually, let me undo that. Let me do that over again. Single segment. I'm going to zoom in to right around the 60. Where's 60? There it is. There's 60, 60 and 80, right about here. I'm going to click right here. Okay, when a label appears on the alignment, we're going to press enter to end the command. You can see that we've got a brand new label right here. Okay, we're going to select our new label. Go over to our properties palette and notice that it's on C-road text. So it's red. When labels are created, they're placed on a layer specified for the label object in the Drawing Settings dialog box on the Object Layers tab. The drawing settings for this drawing specify that alignment labels are created on the C-road text layer. Okay, on the Properties palette, we're going to select the field next to the line label style. There we go. Okay, we're going to select this, then select Create Edit. We get our line label style dialog box. And we're going to click this drop down and we're going to edit current selection. We get our label style composer. Let's go over to the General tab. And then look within the label category. Now you'll notice that the layer is C-road bearing. This means that if any of the color, line type, and line weight properties are set to by layer or by block, they inherit the corresponding properties of the C-road bearing layer, no matter what layer the label object is on. Go over to the Layout tab. And we'll get into the component name. We've got all these different components right here. But you'll notice that all of these component names are set to by layer. So if we go to table tag, bearing is set to by layer, distance, and direction arrow. However, direction arrow, you'll see that it's set to blue rather than by layer. The label components that have their color property set to by layer are red because the color property of the C-road bearing layer is red. The direction arrow is blue because its color property is blue, which is situated right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and actually, if we wanted to, you can see right here. We can change that back to by layer, and it'll inherit the properties of the bearing layer. There we go. But we don't want to do that. Let's undo. Then regen. Nope, it didn't do it. Undo, undo. There we go. Okay. So go ahead and cancel to exit the label style composer and the line label style dialog boxes. Then we'll get into the last portion of this live stream. Then I can get to my pizza. Okay, we're going to examine the effects of layer visibility on labels. Go to your Home tab, and then to your Layers panel. Click the layer list. Go to the C-road text. There we go. Right here. Turn this off. Okay, you'll see that the major station labels and ticks are now hidden. Actually, let me redo this. Let's turn that back on, turn that on. There we go. You can see now that the major station labels are being turned on and off. Okay, the station labels were hidden because they're on the C-road-text layer, and their style refers to the C-road-text layer, which you turned off. The tangent label is still visible because you turned off the layer it's on. Its style components refer to the C-road-bearing layer, which is still visible, which is all this stuff right here. This is on C-road-text, which is what we turned off. However, if we click to edit, you'll see that this is on the C-road-stan. Okay. Okay. If we click on our bearing, it's on the C-road-text layer. If we get into the style itself, it's inheriting the properties of the C-road-bearing. So if we wanted to turn off the bearing, we would have to actually go into our layer management and turn this layer off. So we'll cancel out of this. Okay, so station labels are hidden. Notice that station 80 and 100 labels you changed in the last exercise. These two right here. Now they're still visible. This is because the rest of the major station labels use the perpendicular with tick style, which refers to layer 0. Labels, this is a little bit convoluted here. I'll skip all that. Okay, well, that's essentially it. You can kind of get a sense of how layers control all of our different label components. Let's turn everything back on. Boom. You can see how everything gets controlled, and inherited properties can dictate what shows and what's visible within your drawing. So yeah, I mean, you can go back through this stream, this tutorial, and kind of work with your exercise file and just see what each component is controlled by. And yeah, that's basically it. Gosh, we've been on here for almost 40 minutes. Okay, we'll end it right here. Lastly, I want to, again, draw your attention to the free trial, free 3-day trial for the Civil 3D's Essential subscription. Gives you access to all of this content right here, all edited videos. Just get straight to the point. If you don't want to go that route, you can go to youtube.com/civil3d. You can go through all of the different free videos and live streams, but if you want clean cut, straight to the point videos, click the blue join button. Gives you access to the lessons, 10 of the latest videos, $9.99 a month, or you can do the all access, which is $29.99 a month. It's over 100 videos. Exercise files are included. But I would really strongly point you to doing that 3-day trial. But I think you guys get the message. You guys get the drift. That's essentially it, guys. Take care. Be sure to practice. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment. Hopefully I can help you out. Sometimes you might stump me, quite honestly, and I'm learning just as much as you guys are. So you guys tend to keep me on my feet, keep me on my toes. But I appreciate the comments. You know, anything that I can do to help. Be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, guys. Peace.